Welcome back.
Or welcome for the first time to Best of Kin podcast. I'm Jocelyn.
I'm Caden.
This is my little brother. We are besties most of the time.
A lot of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Emphasis on most, yeah.
Yeah. We have so many similarities, but also so many differences. And
crazy. Sometimes, I'm sorry, sometimes I forget that, like, we're siblings. Like, if you think back to it, like, we grew up in the same house together. Like, that's just such an odd.
And the weird thing is, we did not hang out much growing up. We actually never hung out growing up. You were never home. You were always with friends, always at like football practice, basketball practice, volleyball practice.
I was always out of the house.
Basketball?
Yeah. Which is a weird thing to think about is we lived in the same house. Like we went to the same dinner table.
Went to the same church.
Same church.
Same church activities.
Same
We grew up
schools,
Mormon.
But like, yep.
We're not anymore. So this is not a Mormon podcast. But yeah, I think about that sometimes, just like how weird it is almost that we are as close as we are now, considering we actually don't have that much like history as bestie siblings.
And given the fact of how different we experience our 20s in a sense too.
Yes.
That we can still relate and
that's
help
almost
each other
the
out.
Most shocking thing of all. And do you think that we would be, I just wonder like how things would have been differently if you never lived with us. Because so Caden moved in with us summer 2019. Us is me and my fiance Logan. He moved in with us and lived with us for 3 years. And it was pretty much like all COVID, like 2020 and then 2021.
Well, yeah, the beginning of it was 2019, and then we went, which I think,
and then and then you were a remote worker, right?
Yeah, I was in my room.
So you were always here. Like I was almost always here. Logan was actually, Logan got furloughed at the start of COVID. So we were all
That's
three
a good
of us.
Point.
We were here.
We were home so much.
24/7, like for a long time.
Yeah.
A long, long time. And what do you miss most about living with me?
I mean, you would honestly cook a lot of the time. It was just nice, like or like leftovers too. Like I knew if it was just you two eating, like regardless of what you got, even if you got like gadzooks or some left, like I knew that you're gonna have leftovers that you would, you would give me.
Yeah.
That the morning vibes, like just waking up. No, that's another thing too. That it was kind of más o menos. Like if I woke up, it's like, and I started playing music, I can tell if you're in a good mood or a bad mood. Because there's obviously bad mornings, you know.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like it's a small place for 3 people and 2 cats to be full time, like working at home, living at home. Like it was a lot.
And not knowing what the hell is going on in the world.
Sure. The uncertainty.
Which I'm sure
and like our jobs.
Could relate to.
Like,
not even sure of our jobs.
Yeah.
Just unhappy.
And we had moved in together kind of spontaneously within like a 2-week decision. I
was going to say 3 days.
Well, yes.
You had found the 1-bedroom apartment and then you decided maybe it might be cheaper if there's a 2-bedroom. Would you be down to move to Phoenix?
Not just that, but like I know you couldn't afford to live on your own in Phoenix to start out. So.
I mean, this was me, 21, 22, living in Tucson, working at Starbucks.
I was like, come to Phoenix and live with me. You'll love it. And you do. And you're still here.
Yeah.
And without hurting my feelings, what do you miss the least?
You and Logan fighting.
Our bickers. Okay, now you're hurting my feelings, so we're stopping. Wait, what? Oh, Logan's my fiance. Yes, Logan's my fiance. We've been together for almost a decade now. We've been together since we were both 20, and now we're both 30.
Yeah.
So, long time.
A decade.
Long time. And again, like when we're home all the time, working, living, like small quarters. I mean, some of the arguments had to do with like living with you. Like it was just tough. We should stop talking about this. I just thought about
something. Which I thought about yesterday.
And should you keep it to yourself or should you
Maybe
say it?
For now, yeah.
Okay, wait. We'll talk about it later.
But, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, I just wanted to do a little like more about us. So what is like high level? What do you do? Like hobbies, job?
Yeah,
who are you and what do you do?
I mean, did we mention that
Keep it high level.
Beaverton?
I can't even remember at this point.
I don't think we mentioned. Yeah,
Yes.
both born in Oregon, so we're Pacific Northwest babies, which is really weird given that we've been in the desert most of our lives. But definitely, I guess, Western America.
Western peeps.
We've never left.
We moved to Tucson when I was 6, and you were what, 2?
I was 3.
3? I actually don't
May
know.
2000. So I was 2. What the hell?
The
Wait, no.
century.
I'm sorry. I was.
How old are you now?
I'm 26. Yeah.
So you're 4 years younger than
Which
me.
again, I think I was just talking about this yesterday with one of my friends, just the fact that when I was like in high school, I was like, God, a 26-year-old is so old, dude. Like after college.
I thought 30 was middle-aged.
Dude, it's so weird when you think about it when you were a teen, like, it was someone that's in their late 20s. Oh my God, they're so old, they're so mature.
They're so lucky.
Yeah, lucky, or they have it all together. And like, yeah, here I am, and none of that's true.
Not in this economy. Okay, so what do you do? Where do you work?
I have 2 jobs currently.
Maybe don't say the exact places you work, but say like the job.
Yeah, I work at a restaurant. I have to be promoted to a server, and then the other place I'll mention because I'm proud of it and I don't care since there's multiple locations.
You're like, come find me. Actually,
I work at a Lifetime, and I'm a bartender there
which is the sickest setup.
Rooftop pool. Yeah, and it's only gonna get better. Yeah. Renovations next season. It'll be good. But
free membership.
Yeah, because that is, if we're gonna go into my hobbies, that's all I really care about is the gym now.
GTL,
which is also an outcome of COVID.
Oh my God. Wait, did that start during COVID? Like you going to the gym?
After quarantine, yeah. I was
okay. You were like,
I'm going to go to LA Fitness. And then I just went like 2-3 days a week. And then I would literally be in the gym on YouTube, like looking up the workout, what it's called, because I didn't know what a workout, or sorry, like what certain lifts were called, because there's so many. But like
so intimidating.
Yeah, like a rope pull down. Like no one would know, as far as like, if you don't know, like what that would work, which part of the body. Anyway, long story longer. Yeah, I went 3 days a week, and then I started going more because I wanted to, and then I started seeing results, and then I just got hooked.
And how much weight have you lost since you? Not that it's about the weight loss.
Well, it's funny because it's kind of bounced, but the peak of my quote unquote obesity.
Oh, please. You have such
It was 238.
dysmorphia.
No, it's 238. And I actually have pictures from right before I started going to the gym. I was like, this is going to change. And
it did.
That was the same process of me growing my hair out, which has also become my identity. But yeah, 238, but it fluctuates because muscle more is built as weighs heavier than fat. So I've gone down to 204. Now I'm 211, but that's like because it's a balance of like losing weight, but also like gaining muscle. So mass, I'm trying to find a good balance as far as diet goes. But yeah, gym, as far as hobby, hanging out with friends, being social.
Tan on the rooftop.
Yeah.
And then laundry at my house.
Like being outside. Yeah. Is that fixed, by the way?
Is what fixed?
Your washer?
Oh, yes. The washer's fixed.
Really?
Yes. So
come over anytime.
Okay, fab. So I'm a mom. I just turned 30 in June. And I had a baby last June. So we have a birthday in the same month. And then Logan's birthday is in July. So we have like a summer of birthdays. And your birthday's in July?
Yeah.
Really? That is so
Well, we've
fun.
had a combined birthday, right?
We did growing up. We've had combined birthdays
It was
before,
maybe my 8th.
Sure.
It was the NASCAR.
I don't even remember. I remember
Princess.
It was just like a sheet cake. And it was kind of like a line down the middle. And then one side had like a
Isn't that funny that
toy car on it. The other side had a butterfly on it.
NASCAR was like masculine, you know? Like... Literally, it was like NASCAR.
It was like
I've never liked NASCAR.
Mine was butterfly
Hot Wheels.
themed.
I wasn't into Hot Wheels.
And the decor was half butterfly. It was like butterfly Hot Wheels, and like we had like both of our friends. They were like, oh, "We're not doing 2 parties for these kids."
Dude, I remember that. Yeah. Queen Creek.
And in terms of what I do with my free time,
yeah, before and after baby.
Honestly, hasn't changed. Has not changed. Like, I've always been more of a hermit. We're both Cancers. We're both sensitive Cancers. And I am more of the hermit. Caden is more of the... So I don't fully like relate to him because he is the most sociable, active person I have ever met. But you also are like
Like
the
I
same
love it and I
amount of
hate it.
homebody as me. Like
Yeah.
you love being home doing nothing all day, same as me, but you're also like unable to do that because of all the opportunities with like friends.
But do you think that
about.
you would have been like that if you didn't
If I had
have
friends?
that, or didn't meet someone that was your best friend?
It's tough because prior to that, who did I hang out with?
But
Prior to Logan.
It just blows me away,
it.
like what you would be like if you were like me, like a
single for my whole 20s. I would not have been single for my whole 20s. Like I've always wanted to have like a kid before I was 30. I always wanted to just be like a mom. Like when we were growing up Mormon, my whole life, all I really saw for myself was, okay, I'm going to marry a return missionary. I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have a kid by the time I'm 25. Like it was all laid out for me.
You literally thought about that your entire life. Of course.
Yeah, of course.
While you're a Mormon.
Oh, I had it written down. I had my life plan. And like I was going to go to BYU, Hawaii. I was going to marry a return missionary. I was going to, yeah. I had the whole plan. But then it's like, once you're kind of free to do anything and go anywhere, it's like, I did that. I moved to California for a year and dated people there. And
when we left?
I was
10. That made you 14?
13, 14. I was about to start high school.
You're definitely more
it was a tough time.
Into it.
Like
for me, like I was on the brink of, the deacon, Boy Scouts. Like that's all I was thinking about. But nothing
you were
like
young, yeah.
full, like nothing like after.
Yeah. You weren't thinking about the future.
Not like you.
No. Because that's like ingrained in women in the church. It's like,
this
is what you're going to do with the rest of your life. It's like,
I wonder if that has any effect though on, because let's say like the ages that we left, given that I was 10, I had so much more to explore at a younger age, right? Like so growing up to be a teen.
Right.
You had your whole stuff out.
Well, you had your whole life.
Just like Dad would have,
Right. Exactly. It's so interesting thinking about like the different ages that everybody left the church in our family. So just our immediate family left the church. So we still have a lot of extended family that
basically everyone
is still Mormon, and most of which are not close with us, and that's fine. But it is interesting to think about everyone in our family. Like obviously Jordan, our older brother, we have an older brother and a younger sister, and just all the ages that everybody left, including our parents, and just
you don't think about that. You think about, of course, where your whole life and how when you left and how that affected you, but you don't realize that or you don't think about it too much.
Yeah, I think about like how old you were and like,
or even like Jordan, like he was in it. He was about to go on a mission.
I don't think he was going to go on a mission.
Probably not, but
I don't think
it was fading out for sure. As far as like, it wasn't like we're leaving. It was like a slow, like kind of tell. We were kind of not about this.
That's an interesting perspective because from my perspective, we were the most cookie cutter Molly Mormons. And one day, Dad and Mom took us to Claim Jumper, and they literally were like,
I love those fries.
We are no longer going to church, but we are still more than happy to take you guys to church every Sunday. Like we have no problem with that. And we were all like, no. We are all done. Like this is taking up all of our life, all of our time. Oh my gosh.
Gosh darn it.
Oh my gosh. But I just remember being like, where is this coming from? Like this is literally coming out of nowhere. I was on board with it.
Do you remember,
I was on board with
where it came from?
Uh-uh.
This is what I tell people.
What do you tell? What's your narrative?
My narrative is that Dad went on some soul searching because his mom died of breast cancer.
Right. I tell people that too. But
which was
that wasn't like
the trigger.
We slowly started leaving the church and going less and less, and then we just stopped.
Once she got sick is kind of when I noticed like the not so structural.
They were busy being the caretaker.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like there was less structure in our lives, and I didn't.
It's kind of like
it in terms of like, oh, we're not Mormon anymore.
At that point.
Totally. Like, what is life?
When someone's so close to you, especially that they were living in our backyard. Basically, we had a guest house that we built, which was so crazy. We helped out with that.
That was actually fun. I got
it was very fun.
Insulation in my eyes.
Oh my God.
Fiberglass.
Hella itchy.
That was my
I just remember painting the walls. Yeah.
I remember actually that like so vividly. I don't have a ton of super vivid childhood memories.
I don't get how we did that. I still don't. Like I know
Clayton helped.
Yeah, our uncle helped a bit, but
like we literally built a house.
Yeah.
Not
a well done house.
It was great. It's still
insulated foundation. I mean, do we even have contractors outside of Clayton?
No.
No way.
No, it was all DIY. I'm pretty sure he did like the framing and
it's
like
still there too.
I know. That's so crazy. But back to
and the sidewalk,
the narrative. So that is the reason we left the church. And I don't even remember why we started talking about that. I think it's just like our life that we saw for ourselves because of the church. It's extremely narrow.
We started talking about it though because
you have blinders on, and it's like, this is my path.
Yes.
This is what the church allows. And the second you step away from that and you like open it up, it's kind of scary. It's like, oh wait, I can literally like do one. Well,
that's the thing. That's what mom and dad said is that
I
think that I said is like, oh, so we can be normal. Like that's what I think
like,
I said.
That was like the first thing you said. You're like, oh, so that means like we can be normal.
I remember
now?
it too, like sitting in that booth.
Because it doesn't feel normal to be so dedicated to a religion like that.
Well, no, because it's all you see. It's
Sundays,
all your decisions on based on it.
Activity days on Saturdays, mutual on Wednesdays, family home evening, and hymns and lessons on Mondays. It's like almost every single day of the week was occupied by Mormonism in some way. And it was like, as soon as we left, it was like my whole week freed up. I literally did not know what to do with myself. But the problem with that for me and my like life trajectory, and I feel like we're getting like...
No, like we started this because I was curious how different you might have been. Or I was curious why you thought about 20s? That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you thought about already wanting to marry have a kid by 25 and stuff like that.
Indoctrination.
But since you're older, our age differential when we left definitely depicted how we explored life outside of Mormonism. Mm-hmm. But again, like you're the theater girl, right?
Well, this is
great voice.
The problem. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. That was one of my notes.
Oh,
talk about why you stopped.
Her up. Dun, dun, dun.
And why not continue?
It's just we'll get to that.
Yeah, I
can answer that.
Go ahead though. What you're saying?
What was I saying? The difficult with the timing that I left the church was, so we had moved to California briefly for like a year and then ended up moving back to Tucson. So when we had moved back to Tucson,
you get into that?
No.
Okay.
When we had moved back to Tucson, we had left the church. And so I'm coming back to Tucson. None of my Mormon friends.
Is that what it was after
It was just after coming back.
You're right.
None of my Mormon friends in Tucson wanted to be my friend anymore. And then I was starting from homeschooling, starting high school.
Oh my God, we were homeschooled.
So
I forgot.
We were homeschooled for a long time. And I was entering high school with no friends and all of the Mormons thinking I was going to hell. So I had really nobody that like wanted to hang out with me freshman year. And then that's why I joined theater.
Do you remember the homeschooling was kind of like Mormon too? Like,
well, we would be like socialized with other Mormons.
No. The homeschooling, like the teaching in our homeschool was like.
For my homeschooling, did BYU independent study, which wasn't faith-based like education, but it was through BYU.
But like when we were in Park Chateau, I thought there was some Mormon influence, like faith-based.
I feel like we were just expected to also be reading the Book of Mormon the whole time, like 30 minutes of Bible reading.
Like, when I think back to it, is like, did mom and dad teach us anything in homeschool? I know it was only 2 grades, but
it was more than that for me.
I missed out.
I mean, there was like a year we didn't get math because of the time that our grandma was dying. Like
we both did well in high school, though.
I mean,
it's actually
as far as GPA. My GPA was 4.6 in high school. And cumulative.
Yeah, mine was
because of AP.
4.4, 4.2.
And it was not hard because of cheating. No, I'm just kidding. But kind of. Like Quizlet.com answers to all the tests.
Turnitin.com that I kept.
That one time paragraph. That Caden plagiarized one of my essays that I wrote in college, in high school, and he got caught for it. And then what was the
I didn't plagiarize it.
You did plagiarize it.
No. I had it.
Copy paste.
I copied and pasted in it, and then I used it to try and change it out. And I just forgot one paragraph. And it was exactly the same as you had it.
And it was like, yeah, they noticed it.
It's the same system.
Anywho, but that's why I joined theater, was because I had no friends, and that's when I met Ryan, and then Ryan was my best friend throughout high school.
Also middle school, I thought 8th grade, right?
We met. So I went to that middle school in the last 3 months of the school before 8th grade promotion. So I literally was like too late in it to like get what was going on in any of the classes. And so none of the teachers really cared about like they just all gave me A's. They were like, literally there's 2 months left of school. Like we're kind of slowing down. Like we've already kind of started the big projects. Like you're kind of like, I just was sitting in class chilling for months. Like,
did you take the bus?
No, I walked. No, I didn't. I couldn't have walked to Old Vale.
You could have.
Maybe I did.
We were at
I have no recollection.
If we were
no,
at,
Mom drove me to school every day.
What was
Mom
the
drove me to school every day.
first?
You went to Acacia.
What was the first street at Rancho del Rincon, that nice house? The
Queen
house we
Creek.
built.
No, I don't know.
Cienega Creek, right?
The creek.
Street, dude. We're good at streets.
I don't know.
We reference every house we lived at.
This whole right, I know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank right now. I know Park Place, Cienega Park Place was the second one in the same neighborhood. Same layout of our first house. Remember
that? I honestly we kind of moved a lot, I feel. And so my memories of after Rita Ranch kind of all fade together a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Also, I guess after leaving the church, kind of gets blurry.
Well, that's the thing too. So
because in life, you see life as you never had before.
You leaving the church so young gave you the ability to go fucking crazy.
Me?
Yeah. And I feel like I was still
You're talking about me?
I also think there's
generally
differences, men versus women. Women are kind of more what's the word?
I mean, it helps that you found your soulmate 6 years after.
6 years? Oh my God, you're right. Weird.
I mean, literally.
No, we met in 2011. We met high school graduation.
I was saying when you were 20, you left at 14. So I left at
no, I know, but I'm saying we technically met in 2011 at my high school graduation. Logan and I.
But you remember the setup, Mr. Cienega?
I remember it all so well.
That's just so weird. You don't think about it.
No, it is weird.
Like that has depicted the rest of your life. Our lives.
What do you mean depicted?
Like where you are now is because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that goes with anything, any choice that you make.
It's determined your trajectory. But the difference is I have stayed pretty mild-mannered and not very I guess confident in most of my life. You don't think that
has anything to do with finding your soul?
I think that has everything to do with Mormonism.
Oh.
I don't know why you think wait, what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say is that the path that you're on, obviously, and how you are day to day was slightly depicted because you found
depicted is not the right term for it. No.
Depicted?
Determined by?
Yeah, I guess so.
Depicted is let me this is a depiction, an imagery, let me paint you an image.
That's not the right word. Yeah, so how you are day to day was determined by meeting your soulmate at a younger age. So it's hard. I'm just trying to get at what you would be like without
Here's
Logan.
The thing. Without Logan, I was too scared to go into bars to try alcohol after turning 21. If I wasn't with Logan, I don't even know if I would have had the confidence to ever go out, ever try a club, ever go to a bar. Logan literally opened all of those doors for me.
That's so weird, though.
And he showed me the world. I was still way intimidated. Even after living in California, LA, moved to LA by myself when I was 19 because I just wanted to try something new. I was too intimidated even living there by myself to go do anything.
It's crazy too. Your
that was a whole era. Oh my God. I was literally nominated. Not nominated, but I was the #1 most requested nanny in Los Angeles, 2013. I was hustling. I was trying so hard to make it work there, and in the end, still ran out of money and had to move back. But
were you still
met
trying
Logan
to be
a couple months later.
An actress at that time?
So,
or you just want to be in California?
We had our child acting era. Kaden and I both did. I did a lot more than you, but we both did auditioning. I mean, I did it for years
was in a movie.
and years. I've done a movie, a music video, a commercial, a zombie movie.
Wait, what was it?
Which one?
What did you do?
What did you do?
Yeah, maybe we could actually probably.
No, I was going to put them on Instagram. I wanted to.
No, but right when I said that, I can put that.
It'll be my face.
I can put that.
What did you do?
I can overlay that.
I did some Scientology commercials, some PSAs.
Do you have those?
They're all on YouTube.
It's still accessible.
I found them. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, they're good. And I look back at them and I was like, she's a star. So when I went.
It is weird though. If you just continue that, you would have probably gone bigger and bigger.
No, because this is the problem. this was the problem. My agent and manager, I looked older for my age. The problem was I was 10, 11, 12, but my body was fully developed and they wanted like flat-chested Hannah Montana, like Disney kids, right? Like think about
Disney
think about
Hannah
stars,
Montana
like
was flat-chested.
But think about just in general, like
that's a good point. I never even thought about that.
Disney Channel in general, like they're small.
Yeah,
they're petite kids.
They're supposed to look.
I looked like I was in high school, like when I was like 12, 13, not maybe not high school, but I looked older than my peers. And I kept getting sent on auditions that were either way too old for me or way too young for me. Like I would be surrounded in kids that like came up to my hips in the auditions. That was embarrassing. Or I would be on auditions with like 20-year-olds. And I'm like, where is my place? And I was in the perfect era of like, it was the Hannah Montana era. It was during when Hannah Montana came out that I was like going on these auditions. I did an audition with Miranda Cosgrove. I competed against Dakota Fanning for a movie.
Also, Corey Baxter was in the room of one of your auditions. I remember that because I was there
from
chilling.
That's So Raven. He and I were in it was a cereal commercial. It was a s'mores cereal commercial audition. I have probably been, I've definitely done over 100 over 100 auditions. 100%. 100%. I
wonder how that has affected your mental.
I'm very sharp and I have great memory. And then it really came
like how that affected you as being like a quote unquote child star.
Insecure and also just like
I probably had like 5 auditions.
The reason you don't get stuff is a lot of times your physical appearance, but it's not like anything to feel bad about. It's
too
like
big.
Oh, well, that's the thing. It's like it's just tough. It's tough.
And that's what I like about this though. Like the more we talk about a subject, it's really making me think about that time.
I know. I'm remembering so much.
Because all you do is just you're worried about now, right?
Or the future.
But you forget about like the life you lived.
And it is nice to like
that got you to this point. Oh, it's so nice.
Hold on.
Like so you saying claim jumper, and then I remember Corey Baxter now, and then I remember like
that's his real name.
Yeah, right.
That's his name, and That's So Raven. Raven Baxter, Corey Baxter.
I swear that his name is Corey though, is it not?
I don't know. I hope he's well.
He
looked well at the time, but I don't know.
Hope he's
I don't know
good.
now.
Eddie is not. Is that his name?
Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown. Yeah. I'm just saying their character names.
No, I know. But so I felt like I was kind of like I missed an opportunity to be put out for auditions that were appropriate for my age. So when I turned 19, I had been in college for a year, but I was still living an hour away from campus. And so I was having a terrible time. It just wasn't fun. It wasn't like the college experience. I also, living at home, mom's like not going to let me go to parties.
What car did you have? It was your Ford Focus,
I had my
right?
2004 like Ford Focus.
The red one?
Mm-hmm.
That shit banged.
Yeah, but I didn't even have a car when I first started. So I had to have a friend come pick me up and drive me. Kaylee. Shout out Kaylee.
My jet ski?
Yeah. She used to drive me to school in the morning, but
no
she would have
way
to be there
to
for
U
dance.
of A from Vail.
She lived in Rita at the time. So she would come to Vail.
She'd backtrack,
pick me up, but she had to go to dance in the morning. So I'd be there too early. So I'd be hanging out at campus all day.
Bro, she's a bestie.
That's a real friend.
For the bestie.
It is.
You guys, the fact that you guys
still hang out.
Yeah, it's so cool.
We just saw her in San Diego over the summer.
I did not know that happened.
Yeah. But
that's where I get kind of cloudy is that time
because
when we were both living at home, but you were going to college and I was going to school or high school, I think, at the time.
Well, that's the thing too. That's interesting with why we're so close. Because we're 4 years apart. We've never been at the same school at the same time. Like we never went to high school together. Like we've never shared the school.
What room were you? Oh, I remember that. Like corner room.
Oh my God. What room was I in?
Douglas,
at home?
Douglas Camp.
Just giving out all our addresses.
Streets.
This is public information, I'm sure. But anyway, what I was going to say was why I went back to LA was because I felt like when I was a kid, I was the one that decided. I was like, I want a real life. I want to go to prom. I want friends. I don't want to be homeschooled anymore. I just felt like I was missing my childhood, quote unquote, which is like this fantasy of what I thought like an idyllic childhood would be, like normal childhood, not one where I'm constantly going back to California. Like we were driving 16-hour round trips.
I was just thinking about that.
We still lived in Arizona, by the way, when I was doing these auditions. We would do 16-hour round trips, me and my dad. And it was like one time I remember the whole family came, went for a KFC commercial audition. The second we pulled back in our driveway, I got a call back. And we were like,
oh my God.
Break, everyone, going back. Drove another 8 hours back to LA. Didn't get the call back. But
we recognized the the windmills too well.
Those Palm Springs windmills. Yeah.
But what I was going to get at too is it's weird that we weren't close after the fact it was just you, me, and dad.
That's also interesting.
For what? Half a year?
There was 7 months, I think. I mean,
why?
My memory might.
And how is mom not closer with, I guess, Krista and Jordan because of that? Just as we didn't get close because of that.
But it's like we also grew up in the same house all together growing up, and we're not all like the
but being
closest,
separate for that long is.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Not many people can say that.
Not many people can say they had the life that we had.
Not many people can say that.
Not many people can say that they did that. But the point is, I keep saying, but the point is, and then
It's okay. I said depicted like a fucking dumbass.
People don't think I'm dumb.
That's why you're here, because you're pretty illiterate.
I know. I'm so sorry.
God damn it.
Word again.
God damn it. You're pretty literate.
I is smart. Anyways, so when after a year of being miserable at the U of A, I dropped out. And it's interesting because I went to like my admin, like whatever, and was like, how do I like drop out? And they're like, oh, just stop coming.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't keep track of like people that drop out? And they're like, no. I was like,
it's just, yeah, they don't really, they obviously the grades go down and then they're not there and they're the next semester. It's
right. They're like, oh,
drop out.
You're done. So I moved with Patrick to, because he was also wanting to kind of pursue acting. So Patrick and I moved to LA and we made it for a year. But yeah, I nannied the whole time. I still am in contact with like one of the families I worked for, and I still help them out sometimes with like remote assisting stuff. And it's crazy. But that was a great time. And I mean, I was like under 21 then, so it's not like I could have gone out and done things, but there's truly not much.
Is there anything from those times that you've learned and used in your life or has helped you right now, currently?
From
your LA hustling times and like being away from home, no school, just grinded.
Like today, what do I take? Like, what do I still like do that I did then?
What have you taken from it, if anything?
Honestly, for me, that wasn't like a time of learning lessons. That was a time of just like being away from home. Like literally, that was the first time I'd ever lived away from home. And it was like another state. And I wasn't Mormon. And I was like, let me just see the world. I don't know. But I will say like my anxiety did get the better of me. And it was difficult for me to go on auditions by myself without like, because growing up, mom and dad would go with me. You know what I mean? But now I'm like, oh my God, I have to drive myself like 2 hours and like go to these auditions.
Dad was like,
oh my God, I have some horror stories from babysitting that maybe we'll talk about. Nannying the richest families in ESPN.
The more I think about it too, like how much mom and dad did then just to like get us places.
Totally.
And we're just like la 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 in the back seat.
I know.
Going to California, coming back.
But that had to be
as a parent,
exhausting. 4 kids.
And I don't remember, I mean, obviously it's hard to remember anything, but I don't remember like any outbreaks of like frustration or like, I mean, the patience.
No, it was chill.
I think about that sometimes too. Like the patience mom and dad had to have for 4 kids when we were like, their youngest was 2. I mean, that means with our oldest was what, like 12? Like that's a crazy age range of just kids all in the house.
Not just that, but economically. Like Logan and I are like, gosh, we simply cannot have another child financially.
Yeah.
We're like,
again,
we are making the most we've ever made, and we are the poorest we've ever been.
Are different.
What is different? Oh yeah, we had a kid.
But yeah,
also
a kid is so expensive. But yeah, no, that is definitely.
Come on.
That is definitely a current issue.
It is. Literally too expensive.
No one's talking about it. Everyone's just kind of like, okay, gas.
Everyone's like, it's like pretty uncomfortable to live.
Gas has been high for a long time.
Gas has been high for a long time.
We're fluctuating.
$1.98 when we lived in Tucson.
Yeah, and I remember that. I just paid $5.30 the other day. Yeah.
Here?
It was a Chevron though, so
you don't go to Chevron. You go to QT.
I checked though, and it was $4.99 at QT.
That's still bad. That's still shocking. And I don't go.
I feel like Chevron.
Tank, so I never know.
I don't know if it's like better gas, like the quality,
better branding. I think.
Maybe, yeah. Like
it just makes it look like
Tektron. What do they call it?
Techron.
Techron, yeah.
Yeah.
Techron.
And they're like blue branding. They're like, you can trust us. Psychology.
Dude, you're right. It's probably all just shit gas.
It's all the same gas, isn't it?
Right? That's a whole other conversation. Where the fuck does gas come from? I think about that too, though. There has to be so much oil that they have to get in transport, or I know obviously there are those some rigs in Alaska and obviously ocean rigs, but the amount of gas stations that need to be resupplied.
Mm-hmm. Whose job is that?
No, but the amount of gas. Think about just every gas station in America.
Mm-hmm.
And every day there's always someone getting gas, no matter what day, no matter what time of the day, someone's getting gas at a gas station.
Yeah, a lot of gas.
It just blows my mind. That's a
totally.
Yeah.
Anywho, okay. I mean, I don't really have anything else that I wanted to mention other than that was it. That was it.
That's all you wanted to mention?
I mean, just like that's us.
Is there any more of us
to come?
Really?
Do you have any final thoughts?
I'm just trying to think. I mean, we mentioned Oregon. Arizona.
What do you want? What else do you
life.
want the people to know about who you are as a person and where you came from?
Well, I guess our separation is both of us when we left the church. I think our identities, yours more so came with theater, mine just came with.
I don't even claim that. No, it's interesting because again, I joined theater
dad influence
almost like out of necessity because I didn't have any friends. But also at the same time, this is how it started. Okay, I was in show choir because I was like, I miss the thing I miss most about church is singing. I sang in the choir with dad. Like that was my only the only thing I liked about it. So I joined show choir when I was a freshman in high school, and then sophomore year they were like, "Oh, the show choir is going to join the advanced theater group to do musicals every spring." So I was like, "Okay." So it was like Into the Woods my sophomore year.
I remember that. You got
Cinderella.
Yeah, Cinderella.
Everyone hated that the choir person that wasn't in drama got like a lead. That musical kind of
scared me. Why? Was there a part that's kind of creepy?
Scary, yeah. I mean, there's like the giant, like people die.
Into the Woods. A question I was going to say though, before you keep going on, do you think because of the church, that was your only influence into joining theater? Or do you think dad would have had a big enough one? Just because...
Interesting. Very good question.
When we grew up, I mean, I feel like Sundays we're just singing.
We be singing.
And I like that too.
If we didn't go to church and if I didn't do choir, I don't think I would have joined a choir.
I like that. I know that I'm not a good singer, but like I can maybe hit some notes.
You can sing. You're not tone deaf.
But it's fun though. Like because of you guys, like I mean, all my friends talk about that is like I do it all the time. I don't even know why. Like and you can say something right and like a word in your sentence, a song comes out, but I just say it real quick. Like, I do that all the time.
We're like a pretty musical family.
I'd say so, but dude, I don't even remember. Did Krista ever sing, bro? Like, you know.
I mean, she sang like, I have like heard her sing in the car.
I know Jordan in the choir. Yeah, I guess
Jordan plays like the guitar. Mom plays the piano. I think maybe she didn't want to like, she's done choir before. She's done choir. She's tried choir. She's done drama.
I think
it's tough because I honestly have no idea anything that she's up.
I mean, it's okay. We mentioned that Kristen's our younger sister.
She's so much younger.
Jordan is our older brother.
She's a Gen Zer.
The other kins.
Our fellow kin.
Hello, kin.
Hello, kin. Krista and Jordan.
One thing I had something. Oh God,
the redheaded of the family.
Singing.
You asked
me. One thing we weren't was an athletic family. And I feel like that's the only thing
except for badminton and swimming.
Well, actually you were good at swimming. I totally forgot about that.
I did swim in high school.
Yeah. But as far as like just loving sports, wanting it to be like my whole life, it was kind of hard in a sense that no one else not only supported it, but like, yeah, I mean like the fact that, no, there wasn't like a ball. Like Sienna already has a soccer ball and a goal, which is lit.
I know.
Because soccer players are dope, and she could probably be a good soccer player.
I would love for her to play soccer.
It would be so good.
I know.
And Logan could probably help her out so much.
Yeah.
Just with his knowledge on it, but
I know he's so good.
I feel like I never had that, and there wasn't like a hoop. Jordan had one, but
like okay. But also at the same time, okay, so like, yeah, we weren't athletes as a family, but like mom and dad like watched football, like loved sports. Like it wasn't like
that's what's weird too, though. Dad doesn't give a shit about sports.
He'll watch it for mom.
Exactly, but that is just so
interesting.
Again, another thing I'm thinking about now,
like dynamic.
Yes,
for like the father to be like
yeah.
the singer.
I'm not saying like, oh, it's stereotypical.
Theater,
Yeah. But it never, dude, that's like blowing my mind right now. The more I think about it, it's like I could tell him about like, yo, the Miami Heat just got this guy, and like, who the fuck is the Miami Heat? Like,
nuh-uh.
You know who that is? What sport is that?
The basketball.
Oh, nice. What about
I watch the Suns games.
Houston Astros?
That sounds like basketball.
No, it's baseball.
Oh, okay.
Playing Diamondbacks right now. I think actually right now as we speak. Anywho,
which
we're making the playoffs, by the way.
I really couldn't care less
about. Kind of cool. We can just get a quick sport recap. Cardinals are doing a little better. Diamondbacks are probably going to make the playoffs, which hasn't happened in years.
Remember they won the World Series the year
Suns
we moved to Tucson?
Are already Holy shit! It's October. The Suns are. The NBA starts again, literally like in a couple, a few, maybe 2 weeks.
I'm actually excited. That's when like Phoenix really is like
thrives.
A thriving city.
The Dallas Cowboys were 2-0 going in. They came here last weekend on Sunday to Arizona. Arizona was supposed to be the worst fucking team in the league, and Arizona swiped them. I think they're finally finding their momentum, so I actually have confidence in them now.
I just like going to the games. I don't necessarily
which is another thing that we're in the 5th largest city in the country, and
right.
I haven't even explored more of just going to sporting events.
It's interesting because while you're extremely social, you do the same social activity every weekend.
What do they call that? The definition of insanity?
Right. Well, no, it's
a different outcome.
If you don't expect anything different, then you're fine. But if you expect like change,
I have hope of just like maybe there's a girl that is doing the same thing I'm doing. Like, oh, my friends want to go out. I don't really want to go out, but I guess I am. And like, oh, wait, hey.
Wait, so now we're talking about you meeting a woman?
Is
that why you go out?
A lot of the time.
Just to meet someone?
Or a hopeful. Yeah.
Because you're tired of the apps.
Oh, they're pointless. Because, don't even get me started on that.
That is one thing where I'm like, I have no desire. Like, I'm just so glad I've never had to worry about the apps.
That's another thing
dating.
I don't even get.
It's so hard today.
You don't even know what that's like.
I kind of do. Okay, I was on Tinder for like a second.
Not for 6 years in a row, just like...
No, see, I don't know what that's like. I don't know what it's like to be swiping freaking as a second job and like dating, spending money, and like just trying to meet someone that you feel like is normal, has similar values, has similar sense of humor, could get along with your family. Like, it is hard. And I guess I did not even realize actually how hard it would be like to find someone.
But to follow up on that, you never really thought like, oh, like if I just stop looking, I'll find something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you just kind of like, it just kind of fell in your lap naturally.
I wasn't looking for sure.
You weren't looking, but...
But at the same time...
I feel like you don't know the feeling of, you try not to look, but you've just been alone for so long. It's hard not to just be like, anywhere you are, you're like, oh, like that's what I do. Yeah, that's why apparently, I was killing it last night.
Oh my God. We can't even get into it because you don't even know what happened last night. We can't even talk about it until you like call some peeps and fill in some blanks.
Episode 3, I guess.
Caden was supposed to come over today at 11:30, and so at 11:30 he's still at home. I'm calling, texting.
I know, it's
nothing from him, which is not usually like you.
Not at all, and especially
I'm like,
that late.
Sleep in like until 11:30 on.
Never.
Like, it just didn't sound like you, but I was like getting mad because I was like,
oh yeah, that
so unreliable.
Call is not good.
I knew you were gonna just like let me down.
And that's the first thing to hear when I wake up. That's
I know,
awful.
I know.
But
I was mad.
I'm happy you came here. You dealt with it well.
Thank you. But I was mad. But I'm not anymore.
I know.
Because we're here.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That was great.
But Caden shows up like freaking bump and cut on his eyebrow, cut on his wrist.
This is like a certain amount of force that's not my body mass falling.
They said that you just stumbled and fell, but I'm like,
gravity doesn't do this.
Did you? I don't even know. I
mean, maybe it does if I'm like, ugh.
Caden thinks he could have been drugged. So I guess we'll survey everyone else and try to put the pieces together.
Survey says
that's correct.
He overdrank and forgot.
What is that from?
Survey says
Family
It's
Feud.
not Jeopardy. Oh yeah.
Survey says we have got to play Family Feud sometime. I'm pretty sure we could figure out a
Bro,
way
we
to
could do a
test,
segment of
an
that.
app or something.
We could do a segment of that.
Yeah, we should.
Like, just give a question of like the best, like, or like what you would think. How's it go? It's like, things that, right? Like things that you would do this. And we actually make up our own. And if you get one of them, maybe that's like
okay, 10 points.
Yeah.
I'll figure that out. I'll write that down.
Best of feud. No, that didn't hit.
Cool. So I guess we'll see what happened to you last night. Maybe we'll give a little update next week.
You think that's good?
Not next week, but we're batching these episodes. We've got another one coming for next week, so
yeah,
we won't be talking about this next week.
I feel like we'll maybe have like 3 people. Oh, what's this? What's this
3
podcast?
Listeners?
Yeah,
I think it'll be. I'll be a listener, you be a listener, and then Logan.
I mean, I'll tell. So. No, honestly, all my friends would listen too. Like I have a group chat of 7 guys, and they would actually listen. Yeah,
they think that highly of you.
They're just actually. That's a good point. I don't know. I guess they'll find out if they fucking listen this long.
We'll see who's the real. Who are the real reals?
Yeah, true. I know Mason would, but
cool.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? I mean, our identities kind of started? Obviously.
I mean, I really wanted just like a high level intro of kind of who we were, and I feel like we got pretty deep into like this is how we were raised. Point, but no, it's fine. It's fine. It was good, but I do want to maybe mention like why we wanted to start a podcast. I don't think we've touched on that really. Like,
hit it.
Okay,
go girl.
So we talk all the time.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. No. Go ahead. Sorry.
Have we talked about this? I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. But they don't know that. So
I know. Go ahead.
Okay. So best of kin is kind of a play on words of like best of friends, but also the word kin, like kinfolk, kindred spirits.
And how did you come up with that? What was like your first?
Well, I was thinking like.
What was your first? What's the word like?
Like iteration.
Rough drafts.
I'm not kidding. Like, I could not think of a name.
We were like siblings, some like, you know.
Well, like, I liked the play on words that Sibling Revelry has, the Kate Hudson and her brother podcast. Instead of rivalry. Revelry is like you're reveling in like bliss.
That's fucking good.
So that's like a nice play on words. So I was like, but I also didn't want it to be like so on the nose. Like, just like.
Wait, that is a sibling podcast?
That's their name. Yeah. Kate Hudson and her brother.
What? I didn't know there was one.
Yeah.
I thought we were just one of...
Sure I told you about this. Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
I think there's a lot of siblings that do podcasts. Yeah? The Toast. You don't know her.
That sounds familiar, though.
The Two Girlies.
That's different, though. But, like, that's cool. I didn't know Kate Hudson and her brother had one.
Yeah. You mean like a guy-girl combo.
Yeah, that's a... Because
that's true.
Sister dynamic.
Sister.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, so I'm not kidding. Like, I was thinking of the word kin because I liked kinfolk, kindred. K
we
is
love
like
K.
Kramer.
God damn it.
Our last name
is
Kramer, and so we love K's. Like, we were like the Kramer clan. It's like just a hair too close to KKK for me.
Yeah,
but
everyone asks me what my middle name is because I'm like Kent.
It's not.
No, it's Jay.
Anyways, but I'm not kidding. Like, best of kin just like came to me, and I was like, oh,
it's so good.
I like it.
It's so good.
I like it.
I'm so happy that again our dynamic as far as like your knowledge on just shit that
branding.
Hits. Yeah,
shit that hits. Why is that not my bio for like my branding business? Like
shit that hits. Put in our podcast bio. Right. Overanalyzing pop culture. Shit that hits.
Shit that hits. The fan.
The shit that hits.
I know. I was joking.
Go ahead.
But about a month ago, we had decided to do a podcast. Like, we literally were like, let's just do it. And I'm not kidding. I was like,
and just let's do it. That journey alone of equipment, just planning it out.
Like,
yeah, it's actually that journey alone before even getting started.
I know.
I think that would deter people away.
But we are the type of people we are such perfectionists that it's like, if it's not perfect at the start, we won't do it. And I think that we kind of threw that out the window
just
with
like
this
group
one.
Projects in high school.
We don't.
You take over.
You got to make it better because people
great.
are slacking. Yeah. Oh. And then they get the good grade that they don't deserve.
That in itself was an obstacle. No, for us right now.
I'm like, we don't need to get into that. Okay.
Yeah, back into my anatomy class, I dissected a cat.
Stop. Okay, but it's true. Like, I think that we kind of threw it out the window on this one because we don't have an intro song. We don't have cover art. I don't have like the branding for it. Like this would be like my worst nightmare to launch something that
people,
doesn't have branding.
Just
but
use a phone and
I know.
or at a table.
I know. And that's why I think for this isn't something that I'm doing for a client. This isn't something I'm doing for somebody else. Like for this, I can just like
but it's enjoyable. I would say I'm having a good time.
Oh. If anything, I just wanted to
this is what I wanted. I wanted
catch up on a Sunday with our drinkies.
Because we would do this anyway, just without headphones and a mic.
I know. And I'm not kidding. I literally was like, October 1st, we are recording our first episode. I don't care like if we're ready or not. Like, let's just do it.
It's funny
and we're
too,
doing
because
it. So I am really proud of us.
We did plan out like, oh yeah, like we didn't even think about getting anything or doing anything until October. So thank God we started like the 14th of September to like actually figure everything out.
We needed like a couple sound
tests, much
video tests.
There's so much than just sitting here and talking, like all the hardware and software you have to use and all that shit. But we're in this bitch.
But we are in this bitch and we made it.
Yeah, so you got the title, why we're doing it. I mean, we always just say, I mean, we talk just as how we're talking. Let's just...
We talk like we talk.
Hit record. We talk like we talk. Yeah, brand is fucking sick.
I mean,
the title. And then this is only going to just go up as far as...
I'm excited to see how it evolves.
Yeah, just
it's a thing. Like
getting better.
We just have to start.
Like.
I know that I'm going to listen back to this and like cringe one day, but I think that's the point of growth.
Not. Be like, wow.
Maybe
we just hit it.
That shit hit. Okay, it's going to be okay. Have a great day.
Be okay.
Be okay.